Right. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining us on the news briefing for this Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and get started. Our first topic is about labor law and a special webinar for employers. It's very important for local businesses to keep up with the latest changes in the labor laws. And that is where Monterey County Works can help. There will be a mid-year labor law webinar coming up on June 12th, and local businesses can hear from experts about these issues. We're very pleased to have Laura Kershner from Monterey County Works here to talk about this webinar and its value to our local businesses. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Maya. Thanks so much for having me on today. Appreciate it. It's yes, it will be June 12th from 10 to 11:30. I'll provide the flyer with you. We're going to talk about the new wage and hour cases regarding compensable time, wage statements, and more. We're going to learn about fast food, healthcare, and local minimum wage updates, workplace violence and indoor heat illness plans, updates on non-compete agreements, new rights for pregnant workers, and California proposed right to disconnect bill. So lots of different things planned. The California Employment Association puts these on, and this is part of one of the services that we provide to local employers at no cost to them. This is one of our popular ones, so we want to encourage people to sign up. You have to register ahead of time. It is a webinar conducted on Zoom. It's all done in a great format. It takes about, it's an hour and a half altogether. It's worth your time. You register online. Let me see if I can provide the information in the chat, the flyer in the chat for that, because it is a necessary kind of thing to register. It's going to be a great review.
So Laura, this is one of the services that Monterey County Works provides for employers. I think people think of Monterey County Works as really driven to helping people finding jobs, which they do, but you need employers to hire.
Absolutely.
And so I wondered if you could talk about, kind of where this fits in with your employer services.
This is one of many that we offer here at Monterey County Works. Thank you. It's important to know that you have to have the employers to make the economy work. They're a huge part of this. And what we do here at the Monterey County Works is incentivize employers to hire people within our programs and services. So we put job seekers back to work, and we can incentivize employers and provide some a variety of different services, such as this one, webinars for them to take advantage of. The labor law webinar at the very first of the year is very popular, as is this mid-year one. We also have other incentivized training programs, such as on-the-job training, where we can incentivize an employer to hire somebody with for at half their wage for a short period of time. Usually it's about 3 months when you're just getting into that position, and you're testing the waters to see if this person is going to work out for you, or this candidate. So there's a variety of different things. We make them available on our website, MontereyCountyWorks.com. We can post jobs for you. We can post to CalJobs on your behalf. So there are things that we can help you with to make it easier for you as an employer. And this is one of those things that we like to offer. We're also doing hiring videos, which is an exciting new thing. And we like to make those available, and those are at no charge for our local employers. It's almost like getting your own little commercial, your little promo about your hiring opportunities that you can use on your social media networks. So there's different things. This is, like I said, one of the important things. It'll be June 12th from 10 to 11:30. And I will provide the flyer in the chat so that we can have our folks in the media help push the information out to local employers. It's real important that you know what the rules are, and this one is usually a well-attended webinar.
Do you find yourself frequently getting employers who come to you for the other services that you provide, but then saying, I didn't know about this, or how do I find out about that? There are a lot of laws out there that people who are running a small business, among all the other things that they have to deal with, is that they may not be aware of all the laws that they have to follow.
Absolutely. There's lots of things that we do here that people will say, oh, gee, I didn't need to do that. I didn't know that I could take advantage of that. So make yourself familiar with our website. If you do have HR questions, we have folks standing by on an HR hotline, all things HR related, and that is also provided at no cost to our local employers. I'm going to give that hotline number while we're on it. It's 888-217-6899. 888-217-6899. If you've got any questions about maybe termination, or maybe you just don't know what the laws are surrounding breaks or meal periods or whatever it is regarding HR, it's really helpful, and that's a service that's offered that we go to expense to offer to our local employers, and we really like them to be able to take advantage of that, as well as our other services for employers, because there's really a lot that's available. Check out our website, MontereyCountyWorks.com, and there's a section at the very top, a drop-down section menu that lists employers and the different services, things that we can help you with.
Are there any questions for Laura before we let her go? I think, I mean, you've really done a great job of walking us through the webinar. And for it being on the 12th, do people have to sign up in advance, or can they sign up on the 12th?
They need to sign up in advance. So I'll be sure and put the flyer in the chat to share that, because there is a QR code that you'll need to register on. It will zoom you to a website where you can put in all your contact information, and then they will be sending you that link to the Zoom webinar. They're very professionally done. It's something that you want to take advantage of, so that you're aware of the laws, because they do change periodically, and it's important that our employers are up to date.
Thank you very much, Laura. I really appreciate you jumping in here and telling our employers all about that. And we'll share it with all our media partners as well.
Thank you so much.
And also from Monterey County Works, we have Michael Artalejo, who is going to talk about a new session of the Green Cadre program. We've talked about the successful program before, but they're starting up a new session, and Michael's going to share information about that with us. Hi, Michael.
Hello. Thank you for having me and inviting me here. I do apologize. I had to switch out of my computer. We had some technical difficulties. I'm not too versed on using Zoom on my phone, so I'm hoping you can hear me and see me. So again, with the Workforce Development Board, Monterey County Works, we have one of our projects and programs is our Green Cadre program. It's geared towards individuals 18 to 30 years old. We do have current applications being accepted. We've done some orientations. Our new cohort is going to start on June 17th, and we're taking applications all the way up until this Friday. This Friday, 5:30, we're going to do our third and final online orientation. It'll be an opportunity for individuals to see what the program's about, get a little insight in what our plans are, and then we are setting interviews after that. Our goal is to end up with 24 participants that we've chosen from the selection process. Right now, we've had about 70 individuals apply for this program. So we want to make sure it's the best of the best. And what is the program? Well, the program runs from June 17th until September 13th. And we do 2 missions with this program. One is addressing climate control, and the other is addressing food insecurity here in Monterey County. So we bring our individuals into our training facility the first week, and we get them used to being in a team environment. These are individuals that may have been out of school for a little while, or maybe finished school during the pandemic. But this is an opportunity for everyone to come together, get to know each other, learn how to be a team player, how to build morale. And through that, naturally, we get some leaders that step up within our program. So we bring them together, get to the learning there together. And then we move into our next week where we do our training. So these individuals come to us and they're going to get certifications. They're going to get OSHA 10 certification, HAZWOPER 24 certification. They're also going to get power tools certification. Chainsaws are going to be a big part of our program. So they're going to get trained, and CPR also certification. And on the food insecurity side of things, we're also going to do food handlers. So that way we're following all the rules and regulations of being safe all the way across from working with tools and working with food. Right here, there's a picture of us. We worked with the Blue Zones Project and the city of Gonzales creating their community garden. So our individuals actually have practical usage of what they were trained the prior weeks, getting out their safety vests, goggles, learning how to create pathways and things of that nature. So it's a very big opportunity. And this is, after we're done with our training, we get out into the field and we do the work. We partner with the state parks doing clearing of invasive species and returning the parks to natural habitat. We work with the city of Monterey, helping out their parks and their green belts there, clearing those out. Food insecurity wise, we signed up numerous people that hadn't received CalFresh benefits or didn't think they were eligible for CalFresh benefits. We did that. We did a lot of food distribution, a lot of food packing with food insecurity at the food bank. The food bank has 5 acres of land. We help seed, weed, and harvest the vegetables from that 5 acres, and those get delivered to schools throughout Monterey County. So that's very important to us. And then as of actually just yesterday, we had our most recent Cadre group graduate. So we brought everyone in and they were able to come together with their certificates. And, this program, of the people that you see there are a few that were offered positions with the California State Parks immediately from the work that we had done with them. Others were asked to apply for facilities maintenance positions with the city of Gonzales based on that. And we're having a lot of traction with other businesses and organizations coming to us asking, are there any Green Cadre members that are looking for jobs? Because they've heard word of mouth that our Green Cadre members are hard workers. The city of Monterey was a referral from the California State Parks, and the city of Monterey did offer, they thought there would only be 1 or 2 people interested in a part-time position. It turns out about 6 of our people were interested. So now they're going to have to actually go through the application process and a little more vetting, but they were told to apply for the city of Monterey. So if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. The individuals, come out with a bolstered resume, and they're able to have those move on to the next steps of a living, sustainable career and wages. So next group starts on June 17th. Application process closes on the 7th, and we'll be doing some interviews this week and interviews next week, and we're going to hit the ground running. Thank you so much.
Michael, thank you so much for sharing about the program. We've heard a lot. You've had a couple sessions now with the Green Cadre, and it seems that every time those people finish this program, first of all, they get jobs, which is the whole point, right?
Correct.
Of getting people into the work, but you're also finding people who love this particular type of work, and you're moving them into the kind of jobs that they want, which is you're basically are tailoring a program that will get people the work that they love.
Correct. We have a lot of people that come to us and say, I'm an outdoors person. What do I do? What are opportunities for us to be outdoors? Well, this is opening the doors, things that they may have never thought of. Also, recently the city of Salinas was hiring for urban forestry. And if you see that in a print, you're not too sure what that is. But when we go through our program and see some of the things we do, and then see the job description of urban forestry within a city, it's like, oh, I didn't know that was an opportunity. I didn't even know that was an actual job. So, these people that are interested in doing that, and, to be honest, the work that we do with the state parks, it's beautiful scenery. Monterey is a beautiful area. So to be able to work, be in a forest area 1 minute, on a hillside another minute, and overlooking Big Sur and Point Lobos, that's not too bad. And so when they do the work in the state parks, see the individuals working hard and working towards that mission, the state parks are a great partner, and they do step forward and say, you know what, let's see if this person's interested in coming here and work for us.
And then before we let you go, first, if there are any questions for Michael, you can go ahead and put them in chat. But the one thing I did want to ask you is, how many people can the Cadre program take per session?
Right now it's 24, and we're kind of limited to van space, to be honest. That's really where we're at. We transport our participants from our Salinas office to wherever the work sites are, whether it's at Big Sur, Carmel, Soledad, Greenfield, King City, everywhere in between. So we're limited to what we can transport in the van safely, and that's our number one concern there. Plus, certain areas that we go to, specifically with the state parks, we're limited on parking also. So even if we had more vans, certain areas they just can't even facilitate having those, because we're getting deep into areas that, you know, maintenance roads and off limits to the general public. So that's kind of where we're at with our numbers.
Right, thank you. And I'm not seeing any questions. Are there any questions for Michael before we let him go and we move on to our next topic? Seeing none. Thank you so much, as always, for coming and talking about the Cadre programs. And we're looking forward to hearing great things about the folks coming from this session.
Thank you so much. I appreciate always being invited, and I look forward to the next time we could speak.
Bye, Michael.
Bye.
Now, we're moving on to the eucalyptus tree removal program after a lot of behind the scenes work and some incredible support from Senator John Laird's office, a pilot project to remove eucalyptus trees in a certain area of Monterey County. It got the green light yesterday. This is a grant-funded wildfire prevention program. And we've got our Supervisor Glenn Church here, and we have Justin Tran from Senator Laird's office to talk about this. And Supervisor Church, people are already lined up to take advantage of this program. It's pretty great when you can start a program where you've got people queuing up to take part.
Yes, this got some attention last year when it was originally approved in the budget, and we have 75 people lined up. We weren't trying to promote it either. We were trying to tamper that down until we get an official opening. So I have a hunch these funds are probably going to go fairly fast, and I'm really optimistic about this program and how it's going to turn out.
And Justin, we really appreciate you joining us from Senator Laird's office, because really without the senator's work, this project would have never gotten off the ground.
Absolutely, and thank you again for the opportunity to join you today. Senator Laird is honored to represent this region in the state Senate, and he is really hopeful that this $1 million allocation will go to help address, again, some of the community's concerns removing this invasive and non-native eucalyptus.
And I know Supervisor Church mentioned, and you may want to talk about it, this really is a wildfire prevention program. There's, a lot of people are concerned when we start talking about taking down trees, but this is kind of a completely different animal, right?
Yeah, I can jump in on that one there. It really is. I mean, first of all, we're talking about what this program is doing is in defensible space and in roadways that are critical to get to a home. So we're talking about limited area, a tree that could be threatening a home, a building, a roadway. So we're not talking about removing old forests, and there are protections in here. We're not going to take down trees that are nesting. It's not going to affect monarch habitats. It's not going to affect environmentally sensitive areas like riparian areas. So, it is really rather limited, but it provides a very critical and very significant steps toward wildfire prevention, because it really has an opportunity to protect people's lives, their homes, their property, and just everything that they own. And North County was selected for this partially because there's thousands of acres of eucalyptus. Eucalyptus are one of the most flammable trees in the world. And this is an area that, we get a lot of offshore winds coming in. It's very densely populated for a rural area, plus very densely forested. And with a lot of the dead end roads that are around, you go in one way, but you have to come out the same way. You can't go on. This has a lot of features that could create a similar situation as we saw in Paradise, California a few years ago.
And Justin, Senator Laird really was very supportive of this program. And I think not only because it's, the residents have a concern about, an area in his district, but the overlay of wildfire is of grave concern, throughout the state right now.
Absolutely. And that's something that the senator has, a lot of experience with as well, having been the former secretary of the California Natural Resources Agency, having CAL FIRE under his purview for 8 years. And so he has a deep understanding of the concerns that, many residents in the community have. And so again, he's just so grateful for the partnership and the leadership of Chair Church and the Monterey County Board of Supervisors working together to move this project forward.
Thank you. And so Senator Church, if you're 75
Supervisor
residents-
Church. I'm not a senator yet.
Senator, well,
Or
I just
not-
gave you
not
a
even
raise,
yet. I'm not
right?
even running for one.
Sorry about that. So for your 75 people who are ready to go with this, what is the process that residents are going to go through to take advantage of the program?
Sure. Yeah, it's we're getting this finalized, but we're hoping to get this program going by August 1st. We'll be open for about a month of taking applications on a first come, first serve. People will be able to get these applications, download them, however they want to pick them up here at my office. A lot of different ways, and fill it out and present it back into my office. We're gonna, as I say, take these on a first come, first serve basis, and they'll basically go from there. At that point, we're coordinating and doing this with the Resource Conservation District and with North County Fire and Aromas Tri-County Fire, which is basically CAL FIRE. So they will go out to the sites, take a look at them, determine if there's any problems, or if if a hazardous tree is outside what is traditionally defensible space, that could be included. And we're talking about tall trees, and defensible space is usually 100 feet. So there's there's some flexibility into there. Plus, we're looking at the roadways. So they'll take a look at it, approve this, and the homeowner can then go through a list of licensed tree companies and decide at that point which one they want to get. They need to get a price out of it. There'll be a contract signed at that point. The trees will be taken down. The stumps will be treated or removed in some fashion so they can't grow back. The wood that's been cut out of the tree will either be stacked as firewood, removed off site, or turned into a mulch for the site. So this is, again, it's very limited in what it can do, but I think it can be really effective because of the protection it's going to offer to these homes. And the thing I want to really emphasize is that none of this is possible without Senator Laird. He's the one who found the money in the budget for this thing. It is wildly popular in my district. Probably the only thing more popular, as I mentioned at the board meeting yesterday, is filling potholes. This is wildly popular, and he actually, saved this program from getting pulled back from the budget cuts that were going on earlier. So this is, I really want to credit Senator Laird for everything he did.
And let's talk a little bit about how the money fits in on this, because this is a great program, but you need the money to help the residents do this tree removal. Explain how it will work.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very important point. So it's going to be a matching of 50-50, where the homeowner puts up half, and this fund will provide the other half. And I believe we can do that up to a maximum of 25,000.
So for residents, I mean, people who don't have trees on their property have no idea what it takes to remove a tree and the expense that it can take to remove a tree. And, maybe you could explain, like, on an average person, what might it cost to remove a tree of this size?
Well, and that's it, of that size. We, if we're talking about some of these big ukes, they could have 6 feet in diameter or 8 feet in diameter. They're huge. They're just huge when you look at them that way. So there's that where you got to look at a tree like that could be close to a home, and it could be very expensive to take down that tree. A smaller tree or a little further away, and depending on the topography, you might be able to. It could cost $10,000 to take down one tree, or you could take down 5 or 6 trees with $10,000. It really depends on the situation, but because of the size of these trees, and because we're being close to homes, it can be pretty pricey at times.
So for the average homeowner who, the lights went off, sorry about that. For the average homeowner, this is going to be a really significant help for them to get some of these trees removed, right? I mean, if you're doing a 50-50 match.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and a lot of people have been paying for this. Did we, oh, there she is. She's still here. I thought we lost you there. It is going to be really significant. A lot of the residents have already put out a lot of money in removing trees on their properties, and you can only do so much. I mean, if you have a really, really bad infestation of this, you're going to be limited on what you can do. So this is, in a way, this is also really a way to address those property owners that have more limited funds. I mean, $5,000 or $10,000 is a big chunk of money for a lot of people, for most people. And if you can cut that back down to 2,500 or 5,000, somebody can actually budget that in a little better and say, we can get rid of these 3 or 4 trees instead of having them just stay here because it's just too much for us to do on our own.
Because this program is in your district, your office would be the hub for people to find out about it, to get an application, to return an application, or to where they would find it online. They should just contact your office if they have questions or want to find out how to get it done.
Yes, that's true. Just contact my office and we'll provide the information as necessary. And I'm hopeful that this program will be successful. We can see some solid results, and hoping that, because wildfire is a big issue in the state of California, that maybe it can be a template for elsewhere in the county or elsewhere in other areas of the state. I don't know if something like this has been done, to what degree, or if it's been done anywhere in the state at this point.
Thank you, Supervisor Church, for joining us to talk about this. And Justin, thank you so much for jumping on the line from remotely. And we really want to thank Senator Laird for his support and help on this project, and just couldn't have done it without him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for joining us. Oh, before I take off, are there any questions for Supervisor Church or for Justin? I am not seeing anything in the chat, and I don't see any hand raised. So with that, I will wrap up the news briefing this week. Thanks for joining us this week. Our next briefing is next week, and we'll see you then.